Well, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I want to thank those who are joining me on YouTube, those joining on Facebook, those joining on Instagram, and those joining on TikTok. Saturday night, Saturday night special. And I want to thank for bearing me for missing last week. Um, had this awesome cataract operation, which was really good, and it was a what should I say it was a success. It was a success indeed. Let me just do something here. Uh, this is it. Ta- ta. Remember to like and to share. What is this here? At gmail.com. It's interesting. Yeah, remember to like, remember to like and subscribe. Tonight discussion is about how serious is Jamaican integrity and Black History Month as well. Black History Month, which is upon us. In the UK, it is Black History Month this month. In the USA, Black History Month is February, but in the UK, this is Black History Month. And of course, I have a joined later by someone who is going to be having some discussion on Black history. But today I was walking in the park. But hey, what am I having? Having some coffee. You see what it says? It says, "Be still and know that I'm God." Hey D, it says, "Be still and know that I'm God." Be still. And I believe at this time, you know, we as you love the cup. My wife gave it to me. At this time with what's happening in the world, we have to somewhat stop, and we've somewhat got to recognize that God is in control. And if you agree with me, you can say yes, God is in control. If you agree with me, you can say yes, God is in control. And that is so very important, very very important at this time, ladies and gentlemen. And today I was walking in the park. Today, and while I was walking in the park, I saw this tree. Let me just let me just start the show. Let me just start the show. Might as well just start. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I don't know what's going on here. Chrome needs permission to Bluetooth to connect to your device. What is that? I don't know what that is. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I was walking in the park today, and love the cup. The Most High always in control. Definitely. I was walking in the park today. Let me just show you this video. And of course, for those who are on TikTok, you're not going to be able to see this video, but I'm going to share this video here. I'm sure everybody can hear me. You can hear me clear. This is the video. Teach him understanding. There's another section in the park here. It's like a dog zone. People chill out with their dog. Here's the tree. Guys, here is the tree. Here is the tree. Here is the tree. Look at this tree. I'm walking towards this tree here. Look at that. Ooh. What do you think? it would look like it's a man head top there. That look like a man head. Look at it. Can you see? Look like a man head, if you can see. And I can, let's hope that nothing is in there to grab my phone. There, look inside there. So if you look, tell me if you can see like a man head. But I'm gonna go around here and tell me what you see. And what you see. Yeah. You can look clearly. You see a cross. Yeah. See the cross right here? There it is. The cross. And if you can see that on the replay, you can see the cross. There it is. So this is a big, massive oak tree, which has been here for years. Yeah. Yeah. Morning, morning. There it is. Big tree. I just wanted to just talk about that just briefly. One of the fascinating things, and ladies and gentlemen, I do a lot of walking in the mornings, and I encourage persons to do that. I do a lot of walking in the mornings, and walking is very good. Walking actually develop your stamina. Walking, let me see something here. What's this? Walking develop your stamina. It gives you a sense of purpose, and what it does, it also um, it takes you away. When you go out in the mornings, and sorry, let me just take this off. You go out in the mornings and you just engage with nature. And I was speaking to a gentleman today. We were talking about Black History Month, Mr. David, and we were talking about like dogs, for argument's sake. I always have these run-ins with dogs, and and the thing about with dogs is that one has got to somewhat engage with living creatures, human beings, or everything like that. And when I'm walking with my selfie stick, and sometimes people wonder, am I with someone, or is someone actually videoing me? But actually, I walk with my selfie stick there. And while walking with my selfie stick, sometimes if a dog comes close to me and they are a bit apprehensive, I will pull in the selfie stick close to me, because they sometimes don't know. They think it's a threat or so. And that's one of the things that I've learned over the years by engaging with dogs, engaging with creatures, engaging with different things. And it takes you away from everything which is happening around you. It takes you away from the cares of the world. It takes you away from the wars. It takes you away from tribalism. It takes you away from the politicking. It takes you away from all these different things by just getting out and just to enjoy atmosphere, enjoy nature. And sometimes when I walk in the park in the mornings, sometimes I do not walk. Sometimes I'll go and sit on a bench and just reflect. And it's good for your mental state of mind. Someone was saying the other day that they got mental illness. And I said, why you say you got mental illness? Because they said, a change of moods. I said, no, you don't have mental illness because of change of moods. People sometimes jump on, say, mental health at different times. But really and truly, you just sometimes need a look at timeout. So that's what I just wanted to share that bit there about walking in the park. And if you like that, just tell me if what you believe is very good about walking in the park, enjoying nature. Nature, it is so good. And even the topic which I'm talking about tonight, talking about how serious is Jamaican integrity and Black History Month. There's so much more than the whole issue and the drama, because you've got to have your life, as much as possible. But if we go into Black history and say, for instance, in the UK now, in in the USA, February is Black History Month. In the UK, October is Black History Month. And Black History Month, BHM, in the UK, is an annual celebration that takes place every October, dedicated to recognizing, honoring the contributions, culture, history of Black people in the UK and around the world. First celebrated in 1987, initiated by Akiaba Adai Sobo, a Ghanaian born activist and coordinator of special projects for the Greater London Council, to acknowledge the history and contributions of African and Caribbean people in Britain. Purpose and significance. Primary goal of Black History Month is to highlight the often overlooked or marginalized themes and celebration, lectures and talk, exhibitions. Many people sometimes say, why focus so much in 1 month on Black history? It should be every day, which I agree with, every day. And I believe Black History Month should be a time of, what should I say, refreshing, celebration. And then, but you continue right through. Many people say, do you have White History Month? Do you have Chinese History Month? Do you have all this? But sometimes you can't really look at that, because over the years, and especially with the advent of Marcus Garvey, and over the years, and after the transatlantic slavery movements, with the Windrush factor and the injustice and everything, many people just sometimes say, where is the reparation? Where is the what should I say, the justice? Where is the apology for slavery? And that is not forthcoming, I must say. I can see in the States that they're talking about different ways about how this can be done, but I believe that has not happened. The the impact has not been recognized to the point whereby one will say, I'm sorry, and one will say, I apologize. But of course, when you say things like that, they say it opens the door, for reparation. But nothing wrong with reparation. Germany, through the Holocaust and everything, is paying out of your teeth still for the whole Holocaust, and things like that. Justification, justification, and justification. But tonight I'm going to have I'm Leighton from Lake Kellis. This is a business, and it have been a Black History Month special, and we're just going to have a quick reflection on that in a short moment. So I'm going to bring in Leighton in a few seconds. Hey, Leighton, how are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing well, Silver man. Good to have you, man. Good to see you again. Looking so
Yes,
young as usual.
yes. I must say the image is so sharp, and I'm wondering, is it the camera or is it my eyes? You know,
Both.
because I had oh yeah, you got a very good camera, I must say, because I had an operation on my eyes recently, cataract, so I can see so clear. I think after singing
Mm.
that song by Jimmy Cliff, I can see clearly now the cobwebs and the streaks have gone
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
my
so little
eyes.
surgical.
Yes, how are you otherwise? And Lane and your wife and the business and everything.
No, I'm doing really well so far, Silver. It's a brand new month, fresh start, restarting, and this is the opportunity we are trying to push, lots of industry in the community, So definitely, I'm really happy that I've got the opportunity to showcase my business and other brands in this beautiful month of October, So I'm really excited this month, and so far the family's doing well.
And what's your take on Black History? And is it because of Black History that you have doing this for the month, or is it just a planned um, project which you're doing still, whether it was Black History or not?
Well, we just take advantage of the Black History Month. It's just coincidental that let's go and um, s- promote Black business in Black History Month. Also, then we can naturally help Black business moving forward from this start. So it's like an initiation of we just use it this month to engage with other Black businesses to promote the community more, and then from this month we move to other months to create an atmosphere of change for the Black community.
Yes.
So that's why I use it in this opportunity. So yeah.
And we're both Jamaicans. We're born in Jamaica, and we are here in the UK.
Yep.
Um, we are here. This is where we live now. um, what's your take on, as a black person from Jamaica in the UK, and with all aspect of Black History Month? Because for us, for argument's sake, we
Hmm.
we growing up in Jamaica, we've always been black. So we
Correct.
we, we have never actually have a distinction between each month for Black history, because every
Correct.
day is Black history or so. But in the UK now, it's a bit different because there's that emphasis. And as a lecturer and as a teacher as well, what's your take on Black History Month in the UK per se?
Well, well, that's a big story altogether.
Yeah.
But my take it is just, as you said earlier, why not have Black History all through the month? And that's my take. But at
Mm.
least some gratitude is actually being taking part to recognize Black people contribution over the years, because we've done a lot in lots of different sectors, and just to isolate it just to 1 month is just not giving enough justice for what
Yes.
we have done in our world. So it won't be tolerant. But it's an avenue to definitely start the conversation or start something going on in the UK. Where, as you said, in Jamaica, we don't quite use every month is going to be Black History Month, whether we like it or not, of the context. But we having it here in the UK, it gives an opportunity to be proud to be black, of your blackness. Because the thing is that you will have industry like in the educational factor. You don't really have much stories or things in the books, novels. But no, things are a little bit changing now. But you don't really have more of that. But at least in that time, there's a purpose in schools. There's a purpose around the community, in the nation, to show what black people have done. So, which is good.
Yes.
The only thing they should be done more of, not only do it in 1 month. That's the only thing I would suggest. But it's really good to have it going on, and that's my take. Something that should be done more.
Yeah, and especially for the young people, sometimes people will say to me like, Silburn, leave Babylon land and go back to Jamaica and help build up Jamaica than in the UK. But you and I know that when we walk and we look around, what we are seeing is lots of black people. What we are seeing
Correct.
is lots of young people, black young people, and we realizes that we also have a duty to the community here. While
100%.
and sometimes the big question is, I mean, people say, this is a white man country, this is another land, but we are having children, and people from the Windrush have children who were born here,
Yep.
grew up. I remember some years ago, I took some young people to the House of Commons, Westminster, and there was Diana Abbott was there. There was
Hmm.
Dominic Grieve who's Attorney General was there, and there's the youngest MP for the Lib Dems. And I remember I
Hmm.
said to the young people, I said, claim this place as yours. Don't see it as you're a foreigner. This is you guys were born here. You know what I'm saying? Claim this country as yours. And I believe that message somewhat needs to resonate a lot, because people sometimes you're in, they're 2 foot in, 1 foot here in the UK, 1 foot overseas. But then at the same time, when you go overseas like Jamaica, you're not actually accepted. You're seen as a foreigner still. So you're in a sort of limbo land. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, you do. You will do, because you're in two different nations. But there's a big advantage for us, be able
Mm.
to be in two different nations and able to drive change into that's actually expanding our impact far
Yeah,
more than anyone else. So the is always, the difference, I always recommend people do this travel,
yes.
because when you travel you can actually hear and understand things more. And once you have that insight, you're able to make better decisions, more informed choices, and more able to relate to issues more deeper than where we are in the isolated country as you are.
And
So
what
that's a good.
Michelle, yeah, and what Michelle said, contribution. She said, black people are the ones who set all trends,
Of
set all.
of course, of
And
course, of
I
course.
do remember a guy some years ago. He said, "Just because we are magic, that doesn't mean to say we don't bleed or we don't hurt at the same time." But listen, let's move on. You got this. Let me just put up this flyer here. You got this event here, which is Black Expo Month. Lakeland's Natural Products in association with Tropic 68 present. No, no, let me do it. Uh, Every day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Lakeland Natural Products in association with Tropic 668 present Black Expo Month, live music, performance dance, skincare talk, art and craft, books, food. I think I should do a voiceover for you. Health, free entry, October 2024, 68 Brickstock Road, CR7, 7JA. Is it 7JA? That's very interesting. 7 Jamaica.
Coincidentally,
So tell us about this. Tell us about this event, sir.
you know what? Oh, we are actually. Well, I think this event is going to be a blind blowing event.
Uh,
This event is going to change the black community locally, internationally, everywhere because of this event. This event is going to spark lots of collaboration between lots of entrepreneurs. This
mm,
event is going to be able to strengthen our community, educate our community, give them some entertainment, food, drink, performance, and also there'll be lots of live talks in different sectors. We have people from the healthcare sector, we have people from the educational sector, other businesses, coaches, people talking about international trade, people talking about the Panama Canal. There are lots of things going to be happening. Live dance, showcase talent, you name it, through this month
mm,
and other months. So this month is a special month for us. This month we know that we are going to shake up our community for the better. And we are
mm.
doing it, working with lots of different people. As well, we're collaborating with the Tropic 68 and a lot of other key peoples.
Well, one of the things that I do notice with your business is that you're always having these different pop-up shops at different events right through the year,
Thank
um,
you.
going to different places. Unfortunately, I don't have some of the products here, but just remind me of some of the key products that you produce, um, Leighton.
Well, we have a range of stuff for your hair, face, and body. We have our award-winning mango body butter. We have
Yes.
our natural deodorants, where we originally started our businesses from. Lip balms, face serums, body scrubs. We have some herbal teas, naturally sourced loose teas from Jamaica. We bring them here. We have our shampoo, we have our conditioners for the hair, we have our Jamaica black castor oil. We can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
For a thing. So we have our hair dress. We do lots of stuff for the holistic view. We have a face care kit, we have our
Mm.
body kit. So we are doing quite a number of range of products. We're now thinking of actually embedding some more stuff coming soon. So we're launching a few things. So look out.
Mm. And tell us the whole thing with this project now, as you say, it is bringing in a lot of persons together.
Yep.
Um, the whole essence of bringing people together under one roof, and of course, I'm letting the 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 contact details run across there because you like people to reach out to yourself and to be a part of it as well, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely looking because the thing is, we are starting this month. Already, we are seeing a spillover going into different months. So definitely, we'll have lots of speakers working through, lots of um, performances going through, lots of business going to be able to showcase it. So definitely, we'd like to hear more who would like to join us to showcase their stuff, helping
Mm.
to build our community up. We need our community to be the top. We need to keep the pound in our community much longer. We need to
Mm.
get our difference, generate wealth. We need to be able to create a change where we can actually have sound mind, sound investment. So, something that we can definitely change the reputation of how that business can be looked at for the future.
Tell us about the bit there about keeping the pound in the community longer.
Well, that basically mean basically, there's a some same thing that the pound does lose in the black community with less than a half an hour, something like that. Doesn't stay quite long. That's why we are networking, to be able to, you know, because if you spend with me, I can spend with you. You're keeping the money within our community longer, versus we are spending that money elsewhere outside, and definitely we're not going to get the benefit of it. So basically, we are trying to make sure that we are holding on to our currency, building ourselves up. Because the more we can keep it within the currency, the more we're able to build ourselves up. Versus if we spend out, we are losing and then devaluing our communities. That's why we actually empowering ourselves by creating good quality businesses, good things that people will be willing to invest and change things and be able to sustain themselves for longer.
My good friend here in the States, Michelle, she said, I need some black castor oil. Can she get it? Can you arrange it for me?
100%. We definitely ship abroad. We definitely ship it to America. So definitely we will definitely can just give us our details at your our website www.leecolor.co.uk. You can shop there and give us a link whenever you want, and we just quickly dispatch that off to you. So yes, our castor oil is definitely one of our best sellers. It's quality approved,
Mm.
it's jump for certified, and definitely is one of the best.
Michelle, you heard that, so you can reach out to Leighton. She can contact by that number as well. Is it
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
the the, the the mobile number? And of course, you can reach me so I can get my 10%. Of course, Michelle, without a doubt. um, Michelle said that means shops in your community. That means shop in your community and support
100%.
black people. I think this is so very important. Lake killers, especially in the UK, especially, and at this time now, whereby we're seeing some movements whereby people have got to recognize that they are and they own this country, and not because everybody's coming in and taking advantage.
Hmm.
We're seeing, like, in the political stream, whereby we
Hmm.
have the Rishi Sunak was the prime minister. Now we have in the Conservative Party, we're seeing that election for the new leader, where it could be Kemi Badenoch, fully Nigerian, um, James Cleverly as well, who's one of the front runners, half Sierra Leone mother and father British. So we're seeing a fresh dynamics there. Do you think that the UK people, black communities, and I even say, like, the Jamaican born and the Jamaican descendants, do we believe we work together?
Well, we do work together,
Yeah.
Silver, but we could do much more in that. That's
Yes.
where you say we do work together because we're actually working together as we speak, me and you right now. But
Yes.
in the sense that I think in the generation, 2, 3 generation before, Windrush prior, we could have, if we were working more collaborative then, this
Yes.
looking up to this year, 2024,
Yes.
there would be a big difference in our community. A big, if we were really working together, if we were
Yeah.
working then. But right now, I can see there's a spark of that now, where we actually know purposely coming together, because there is a difference if we work together. We can go further. We are stronger, better versus division. And I
Mm.
think certain times is the earlier it prevents that. There's division. There's maybe the slavery or this mentality creating our mind that there's no freedom. So we haven't come out of that state as yet. So maybe now we are actually out that state where can let's come together and work together. So we need to have. So yes, there is work going on, but there is a lot more work that can be done.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm doing for Black History, I was walking in the park today, and I was trying to think, what
Mm,
can I do, actually, instead of actually just being the typical, giving speeches and everything. And I saw a gentleman, a very elderly gentleman, and I said, let me go and speak to David. And we ended up walking and having a little interview. He's been here since he's 81. He's been here from Barbados for
mm,
years. And he was able to give me some sort of history, and I said, that's good. That's my first one. Then I'm speaking to another guy on Saturday with some other black brothers who walk in the park. I'm
yeah,
going to
no.
have a little interaction with them and just say their perspective. because guess what? The thing about Black history, which I realize as well, is that sometimes we can always keep going back and bringing up
Mhm,
images of
mhm,
persons that fits the narrative, which is the Marcus Garvey, the Malcolm
mhm.
X, the Martin Luther King, the Rosa Parks, and we just follow that same narrative. When at the same time, you, Leighton, for
Yep.
argument's sake, you are a part of Black history in the
All right.
UK. You know, Herman Usley, who was passed away, God bless his soul, and may he rest in
Yeah.
peace. These are
Mhm.
part of Black history that need to be taught about. Myself coming into the UK in 1992 is a part of Black history. A lot of
Yeah.
people who have been around is a part of Black history. So if someone was saying to me today and said, Ben Carson, um,
Mm.
you know, he was with the president of America and so like that with Trump. But guess what? Gifted hands. That is Black history at the same time,
Yes.
which is there.
Yes.
Sometimes get overlooked because sometimes we may even focus a lot on artists,
Mhm.
Diddy or whatever like that. And we realize and say, hang on a second, there's so much other persons who are doing so much things that we sometimes don't look at. My neighbor, my good brethren, uh,
Yes. Yeah.
Junior, he has three daughters and his wife and stuff like that. That is Black history. You know what I mean?
100%. Yes, it is. There, we all are Black history. We all represent that part of that history. Whether we like it or not. Once the melanin is black, we are that.
Yes, yes. So in closing on the event here, and ladies and gentlemen, please do support this initiative. Those in the UK and all over this event, which is, let me just take this off. Um, Black Expo Month. Lake Keller Natural Products in Association with Tropic 68 present, and that's in Croydon. That's where I work. In
It is.
Croydon.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
In 14 area. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
live.
located next to the Highlands, if you know the familiar area.
Yeah, and what sort of lectures or speeches we're looking at seeing.
Well, there's going to be a range of speakers in the health sector. We're going to have people think about how to do it. We're going to have speech about travel, some legal um, advisors going to be there. Some people are going to talk about the building industry, auto mechanics, some nurses. There'll be lots of different variety of speeches going on. Some international trade, how to start a business. There'll be, we have a wealth of speakers, qualified speakers who are in the business for some time and
Yeah.
able to come back and give their time to build us up.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's great, and of course I'll promote it as well because you said you're going to be continuing this right right through the month and not just for October as well. And you just keep me posted as much as possible. I just want to pick your brain on something as you're a Jamaican. You're a
Mhm.
Jamaican, yeah?
Yeah, I'm 100%. Yeah.
Where in Jamaica you from?
St. Catherine.
St. Catherine.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, St. Catherine.
My second part of my topic here tonight, I've got some other guests coming on later. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have Raymond Treasure, the principal of York Castle High School. He's going to come on.
Wow.
Going to have Uche Hutchinson from the one of the independent party coming on, Action Jamaica, and a couple other persons later on. But I want to ask you this question, and the issue is, how serious is Jamaica on integrity? You have seen a bit what's
Mm.
going on, and what's your take on it? In a nutshell, without just your perspective. I'm not going to lead you in any way, but what's your take on what's going on there?
With Jamaica integrity,
Yeah, the whole
well,
thing with the I integrity commission and
y- well, the good thing with this whole notion of integrity, it actually showcase how much or how little we are demonstrating the integrity. So that's the really thing, how, because the thing is with integrity, it's about your character. And,
yeah,
certain character has been questioned at the moment regarding that. And if you have any integrity in you, you're able to go through the fire of what you'll be qualified for or not qualified for. So it tests your moral character. So Jamaica in the sense that we have an opportunity in this to show that yes, we are a good country, or
Yes.
we are not as good with our integrity. So,
Mm,
in the sense that we can now use this opportunity to now either build our country into showcase where we may have lacked the integrity status in
yes.
certain factors, or if we demonstrate that we are good citizen enough, because
Mm,
that's what the thing is. We need to have more. Um, of our good citizens being showcased more to show that there is integrity in Jamaica, a lot more of that being showcased versus these incidents of or scandal or investigations or whatever. But it's good to show that we need to get things out in the open to see, because better you have things in the open than help the citizens to make um, understand how things are run, how things are, and who we have in, who is managing you. Because you need someone who you can trust. If you don't have
mm,
integrity, you need that person
mm.
who can have safety. So that's my take, sir.
And like the government, for argument's sake, how they are operating, because we're seeing um persons from one side. It's one of the things I keep saying sometimes is that
Mm,
who is that voice that the people of Jamaica can look up to say, now there's someone I can listen to? Because many people are saying that it whatever someone says, it's either leaning to a green or leaning to an orange. So therefore there's not a striking balance of a voice of authority. And if you grab onto some voices which are maybe seasoned, one can look in the background and say, "Cha, a person there GLP, cha, a person there PNP." Do you see like there's any sort of strong voices that people can really, you can point someone to and say, listen to that person?
you know what, Silbert, there's only
Mm,
one voice. The voice is truth. The only
yeah.
thing you stand on is on the truth. And anyone who speaks the truth, we will hear that true person, whether it's a red or the green, orange, whatever color. So the truth must be amplified. The only thing we look at whoever is run the country with good moral values, have the country's best interest at hand without, you know, looking at doing any selfish manner. That's what we're looking for. We are looking good, inspirational leaders who will
Mm,
do it. So this basically is not a left side or a right side. We need to have just one side, the side of truth, who
yeah.
will do the good for the country, and that's is what it stands for. And that's the only voice we need to be hearing, the voice of truth. Who is actually speaking the truth?
Yes. Nicholas Leighton, I want to thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much for coming on, and thank you for say hi to Caroline as well.
Yes, I will.
Caroline, isn't it? Caroline?
Yeah, yeah, you got it right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got it right there. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for the work that you're doing as well, and for your input. And just keep doing what you're doing as much as possible in bringing the community together as well,
100%.
as we are stalwarts from Jamaica in the UK
Yes,
in orbit.
yes. Thank you. And it's always good to be here, man. And
Yeah,
thank you so much for your help. And doing a wonderful job. I love your show, taking it out as much as I can, but you're definitely
yeah.
doing good. You're
Awesome.
definitely a trailblazer for the
Yeah,
industry, and
thank
definitely
you.
you're definitely in the history. So you're definitely know our history.
Yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. Have a good night, Leighton. Peace
All
out.
right.
All right.
Thank you.
Cheers.
See you
Cheers.
soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just had Leighton there a while ago from Lake Hillis and talking about the event. And as I said before, there it is. Every day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Lake Hilla Natural Products in association with Tropic 68 present Black Expo Month. Live music performance, dance, skincare talks, art and craft, books, food, jewelry, health. Free entry, and in order for you can make contact to them as well. And there's a number. Please contact Tropics Bar and Restaurant alongside Lake Killer Natural Products on 0203 6217 or 0792 895 4406. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it is one of the things that I that I love to do. I believe that you know we've got so much in us that we can give. There's so much in us that we can give as a people to this world, and there's so much as Jamaicans that can give to Jamaica at the same time. And I was reflecting on the whole issue of how serious, sorry, is Jamaica on integrity. How serious is Jamaica on integrity? And I was thinking about that. And I said I didn't want to go down the route of PNP or JLP or so, but just looking at the bigger picture of integrity. Because right now, what they're saying is that there's challenges to the Integrity Commission. Yep. Challenges to question the integrity of the Integrity Commission. You know what I'm saying? Um, just okay. Somebody said, "What is it?" Just came across your channel. That's in the UK here. um, let me just let the screen run for you for a second there. There it is. Yeah, you know, and and then something someone pointed out to me one time. They said, for those who are actually seeking for integrity from leaders, they must also have integrity. Yes, they must also have integrity. And and integrity is often regarded as the cornerstone of a just and functional society. For Jamaica, a nation rich in culture, history, and resilience, the question of how seriously it upholds the value of integrity is vital. From politics to business, and from public service to community life, integrity affects every facet of national development. But how deeply is it embedded in the Jamaican system? Are the nation leaders and institutions committed to maintaining ethical standards, transparency, and accountability? Transparency and accountability, those are words which I use a lot when they talk about the seven Nolan principles, the code of conduct. You in having this discussion, one explores Jamaican journey in cultivating a culture of integrity, examining the challenges, successes, and the way forward for creating a trustworthy and fair society. In time where corruption and accountability dominate global headlines, Jamaica's stance on integrity speaks volumes about its future. And when you see and you listen to certain things which are coming through from the headlines in Jamaica, of Jamaica, it makes you wonder and say, hang on a second, is the country very serious about it? Are the people very serious about it? You know, I'm going to bring in Mr. Uche. Uche, how are you, Mr. Hutchinson? Good afternoon.
Greetings, Mr. Sidiel. Greetings to your
Yes,
audience today.
yes. I must say that everybody's camera looking very sharp, but then I realized it's not that they're looking very sharp. It's just that my eyes got sharper. My eyes got, but you know, that means to say everybody camera was very sharp all the while. But it's just that
Yeah,
my eyes was having these
I'm
grains in it after my cataract operation. You know.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to just have this sort of this. I know you have some other guests coming in, but let me just speak to you first. This whole thing about integrity. How serious is Jamaica on integrity? Hmm,
Um, to begin with, I don't think the populace is really understanding what integrity means, or you
hmm,
understand. We're using this word integrity, but I don't think the nation is aware as to what integrity means. You
really?
understand? Yeah. So with that being said, um, it I couldn't really answer how serious we are about integrity, because I mean, if you're not knowledgeable fully about something, then um, your actions will be limited. You understand, around
Hmm,
it, right? However, from a governmental standpoint, The government is not serious about integrity, though. But to the populace, right? Integrity, in layman's term, is your ability to do what is right even when nobody is looking. You
Mm.
understand? The ability to do what is right even when you're not being watched, right? Um, so that is a layman example or definition of integrity, right? But
Mm.
there are more sophisticated definition for integrity. But from a governmental standpoint, what I can say based on what I'm seeing in the media, based on what I'm seeing from the government, the actions of the government, they are not they are not serious about integrity. They are not. You
Mm.
understand? I'm really concerned about the prime minister himself, right? Wanting to take, or has decided to take, the integrity commission, the same commission that was established by his administration, right? The same commission where the directors were appointed by his government, right? He
Because
wants to.
it was a creature of their parliament, as they always say.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. You understand? No, you're questioning their integrity because of the simple fact that your statutory declaration has a discrepancy, unexplained discrepancy,
Mm.
and the people need to know what is happening with your statutory declaration. That's all the people is asking, right? Your wealth, your assets compared to your salary doesn't add up. The math is not adding up, and we want to know what is happening. Why is there such a great challenge or difficulty in certifying your statutory declaration?
Mm.
You
You
understand?
know, you know, the sorry, I just want to run something past here. The You mentioned about the definition a while ago, and I just pull up a sort of official definition of integrity. And
Mm-hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, integrity is the quality of being honest, quality of being honest, ethical, and having strong moral principles that are consistently upheld in all actions, decision. It involves doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. You mentioned that. And maintaining a sense of fairness, transparency, and accountability. Integrity encompasses truthfulness, reliability, and the alignment of one's actions with their stated values. In both personal and professional contexts, integrity is often seen as a key virtue that builds trust, respect, and credibility, ensuring that individuals or organizations act in accordance with ethical standards and commitments. When I read this there, and I know the spotlight is on the prime minister or the government, but what about the people? Are people lining up with these, even though the onus and the weight is not on the people because they are not elected representative? But do you believe that people are inspired and motivated to operate integrity if it's not flowing properly from the head?
No, no, they are not. They are not, because to be honest, in the daily lives of people, um, I believe that somewhere along the line, an individual comes across an action or demonstrates an action that undermines integrity, right?
Yes.
Um, Whether consciously or unconsciously, right? However, the level of integrity that we are looking for, the level of integrity we are looking for, right? Again, the onus is not really on the people, as you said, right? Um, but when I do my business, right, when I do my business on a daily basis, I see where people are demonstrating integrity based on what I see. You understand? It's not always 100%, right? But I see aspects of integrity when people are honest, transparent in what they're doing, and so on and so forth, right? But from a larger scale, I would not be able to say that. But based on my experience, I do see persons who, are demonstrating integrity in their daily operation.
Yes, yes. Um, I've got someone else. I'm not too sure who the person is. Beautiful Tony or something like that.
Yes, that would be the president.
Oh, okay. I wasn't so sure. Um, if they want to come in, I'm not seeing any image of them. So let me just bring in Tony and acting president of. Explain what is DDP. Um,
That's a
if you
question.
explain, yeah, for you until Tony and shows up. I'm open. I bring her in and on for a video to come on or so. But explain what is DDP. Would
All
you?
right, so DDP is pretty much a shortening of the name of our movement, right? I really want to stay away, even though it stands for Diplomatic Democratic Party.
You're not diplomatic. You want to
It's
stay away from.
we want to stay away from the party thing, but I mean, we understand what the word means diplomatically, right? So we are working with it diplomatically, right? Um, so the Diplomatic Democratic Party is, as you would know, we are an upcoming political movement that is aiming to revolutionize our political system, or governmental system, or social system, or cultural system, to make this country the country that we really want to live in. We are big on unity. We're very big on unity. We believe in the unification of every single man and woman for the progress of this country. We don't want to alienate or isolate anybody, right?
Mm,
We believe that there must be integrity in our government, or people must be given the chance and the opportunity to live and to evolve to the best character and person that they can be. You understand? And they must be supported throughout the process. The national needs. You understand? We are endorsing things at a national level, right? So in a small synopsis, the Diplomatic Democratic Party is really a party that wish to embody all the things that are lacking in this country, and to
yeah,
help this country to move forward positively, progressively.
yeah. I don't know if Tony Ann is there. If she's on mute. I didn't mute her. She.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi,
And I
Tony Ann.
myself, I was just actually downloading the app, the StreamYard app, and then
Okay.
adding a picture and so on. But I was listening. I was listening while the very notable vice president was explaining the DDP to you, and just
Yes.
listening, sort of not in full, but listening. To the program. It's my first time, so I'm just actually trying to figure it out a little bit. Forgive me, although I'm not showing my face right now. I had
Yeah.
sent a message to the vice president explaining that I'm somebody who sometimes move about a little bit, and
Yes. Yes.
let me just keep a sort of static photo going.
That's
You know,
no problem. That's no problem. Most important thing is hearing the voice.
Sure. Good one.
um, the key point which I mentioned there, and I'm looking for different Jamaicans to speak on this whole issue, is how serious is Jamaica on integrity?
How serious
Integrity.
is Jamaica on integrity? All right, I'm not mathematically inclined, really, to be honest, but let us try and put it on a scale of 1 to 10. If I were
Mhm.
to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would put them at 1. With 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest.
But when you say one, are you talking about one period for the nation, the government, the people, or how do
It
you
is,
define
it is actually multidimensional, not just the.
multi-dimension? Okay.
And one of the things that people fail to realize is that evil will remain once good people say nothing and once good people do nothing. And our country over the years, over the slated 60 years, I think we have gone. We have been
Yeah.
said to be independent, emancipated, and then made independent. And our independent has only gone to show bad roads, slums, what you call inner cities or garrisons for the more decadent ones, and
Yes.
corruption at its highest. One of the sad realities is that people tend to make a comparison with this third world country and first world countries, and it is almost like to try and comparing is like comparing oranges with strawberries, or
Yeah.
oranges with berries. They're on two different ends of the spectrum, even though they're antioxidant fruits. You know, one carries a deeper weight than the other. So it would really be foolhardy to be comparing a third place, I call it, a bronze with a gold. You know,
Mm.
it's really foolhardy and foolish. And for some reason, after so many years of emancipation and independence, we have not reached a point of understanding that integrity is key to any country thriving and doing well.
It is very interesting you mentioned there after so many years of independence and emancipation. And I saw something came in, some news bit came in about the um, PSOJ
Mhm.
wanting to bring these celebration together to a certain extent. And I see lots of persons hitting out against it. Um,
To
what,
celebrate
what
what,
what's your take? What's your take on this, guys?
the celebration. Let me understand what you're talking about. What specific celebrations are you referring
The
to?
celebration of emancipation and independence, making it into like one big week. Do you heard about that, UJ? Have you heard about that? There?
Mm.
You, no, you're talking like when they have the grand gala.
Well,
Like usually they have days of like snippets, like the pre gala leading up to grand gala during the week of emancipation into independence. And that has been going on for a few years now. So I don't know if that's what
yeah,
you're referring to.
yeah. But let's go. Sorry, UJ, you saying something?
Oh, so you were saying no? I haven't read that headline or that article as yet. But you're saying that the private sector is pretty much wanting to put the emancipation and the independence in. It's like a what like 1 week of celebration.
Yeah, they want to do a one off thing, and people are saying that the PSOJ, they're more into it. Yeah, somebody just say it's a 1 day celebration. Somebody say it's a 1 day celebration that they want it for, or so.
Oh, I have
Uh,
Oh, so
specific one.
okay. So instead of having emancipation on August 1st
yeah,
and independence on August 6th, they want to
yeah.
do just one.
But that
I
was that
mean,
was a but that was a sidetrack from that bit there. Just that you mentioned emancipation and independence.
I
Okay.
don't think I don't think they should merge. I don't think they
Yeah,
should merge, right? Because it both emancipation and independence it's a process. We have not been fully emancipated nor fully gained whether political or any other form of independence, right?
yes,
So it's a process, right? But we still need to keep them separate because of the history behind it, right? We don't want to merge it for any form of celebration or commercialization because the private sector love commercial and everything's about business, right?
yeah.
But we must remember the significance of these processes.
And
And
then someone said there are two different milestones. Sorry,
and
Tom, my
that,
apologies.
that's fine. And I was about to add to what Mr. Hutchinson just stated is that emancipation and independence are different. Emancipation is really this sort of the foundation, the stage that has been set to be given liberty, to be made free, while independence is actually the freedom aspect. You're now not just set free, but you are made free. So there are two sort of not necessarily diametrically different, but the two are different. So if
Yeah,
we of putting them as one, it would almost sort of disregard the importance of what emancipation itself is, because it was that sort of joy leading up to independence. To just put it in a nutshell, so I concur with what VP just said a while ago. The two really should not be merged, if that's
do,
correct.
yeah. Do you believe that Jamaicans somewhat feel like things are out of their hand? It's like they have no control. It's like um, government seem to just control things in a way, almost. looking almost like a dictatorship, but not like, yes, he's a dictator, but in a way it's sort of dictatorship in front of you to a certain extent. Do people sense that? Somebody just on TikTok just say yes, yes.
Yes, and they are correct. And one of the main ingredient, or one of the main instrument that gives this kind of feeling is the Constitution. The Constitution as is, right? And a very learned lawyer expressed this to me some time ago, that or the ordering council, I'm gonna call it by its name, the ordering council, right, that we were given, it doesn't really have there is no direct democracy in it, right? It is pretty much indirect democracy. So you elect again. This is how the political system set up. You you elect a representative, right, to become a member of parliament. However, within whatever political party, the delegates in the party, they select the party president, right? And if it, for example, the party win the general election, the president automatically becomes the prime minister, right? The people has no direct say in who becomes prime minister because of the whole political system or its set up. You understand? And
And
then I'm
go ahead,
sorry,
go ahead, B.
right? And then when the prime minister is appointed, well, is when that person becomes prime minister without any say from the people, then you have the governor general and the prime minister who appoints certain people to certain position in the country. They
Mm,
appoint the attorney general. They appoint the director of public prosecution. They appoint the director of corruption prosecution. They appoint the police commissioner. They appoint the chief justice. All of these, this person that was not selected by the people is now given this power to appoint who he or she feels fit to appoint based on their liking. You understand? And this in itself is a part of the problem that we have politically in this country. The people needs to be given the direct power to elect these offices because they are very important and prestigious office in any nation.
And
Tony, and you
but
go ahead. Yeah, go
and
ahead.
to add to that as well, the problem, to answer the question, is that people are ignorant, meaning they lack knowledge of the constitution and of the laws of the land. Because of that, and no, let me not say because of that, one of the major problems in Jamaica today, because I had done the research, is that people, their IQ, meaning their intelligence quotient, is low. They are not knowledgeable about any and everything that is significant to the growth and to the development of the country, which includes knowing the constitution, knowing their rights, knowing that it is really because of the people why we have a government. They're really here, like the son of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, serve to protect and to reassure. But we have flipped it around to make it seem as if we are the minions, we're either the house slaves or the field slave working for Bakra Master. Because people are still not cognizant, still ignorant of the constitution, the laws of the land, vis-a-vis in relation to their lack of knowledge as it relates to important things, just generally lack of knowledge. The other day I did a research to see where we are in terms of our literacy versus literacy rate. We are at 137 or 138th place. Students in Jamaica reading below grade 4 level. They're reading in tandem with the basic school level. And we're talking not minority. No, and I saw that on the television myself, a teenager reading like it's when you're just teaching somebody the basic phonics.
Tony, what you have two things just came up recently. One which is whereby the prime minister um took the IC, or is taking, because I've got the
Yeah,
the
but
application, taking the IC to court, the Integrity
Right.
Commission court,
Yes.
and wanting to strike out the area about illicit enrichment. There's
Right.
also another bit which I heard, and you can correct me, Uche, and yourselves, about unexplained gain. They don't want to talk about these things.
You mean
And
in relation to their accounts? As it relates to their accounts?
no, the bit about unexplained gains.
Right.
Don't. Yeah, they don't want to sort of explain that a bit, Uche. The unexplained gains. Yeah.
So, okay, so it would appear as if the prime minister has challenges. It would appear as if the prime minister has challenges with certain phrase or certain terminology. So the terminology of illicit enrichment and the terminology of gains, right? What to say about it? It is. I'm still trying to I'm still trying to look for the rationale behind it. But again, to me, I believe that the prime minister is committing political assassination. Um, because these things really don't look good. Um, for the prime minister to be doing these things, it really don't for the well-thinking Jamaicans, right? Maybe not for the dieted JLP supporters, but for the well-thinking Jamaicans, right? These things really looks, it looks very unfortunate. Looks very unfortunate, and illicit enrichment is a terminology that was placed in the Integrity Commissions Act, or rather the Corruption Prevention Act, right? So I'm not sure, and the Prime Minister is the chief legislator. I don't know why he would want to remove it or to strike it as unconstitutional after they were the ones that legislated these acts. It's just crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it. They were instrumental in drafting these acts, these legislations, and then because it is being used now to really hold him to account, he wants to modify it or to amend it and to deem it unconstitutional. That's crazy.
I must say that when one look at it from overseas and just looking in on Jamaica, um, it doesn't look good. And I'm sure that when the prime minister went to India or even went to the United Nations, somebody don't know about him, maybe even doing their research and seeing all these things which are happening. But the point that someone mentioned a while ago, that there's so much power in the hands of the prime minister, because we have seen in the Integrity Commission report whereby they said a business partner was also um, appointed in the UDC,
Right.
a conflict of interest. And I thought that because that was mentioned, I thought that some steps would have been made to rectify it by saying step down. But I think that person is still there.
All
Yes, very
right.
much.
My problem, though, Mr. Sidion, is that
Yes.
I was listening to the Dr. Miller's program fairly recent time. The Integrity Commission, in and of themselves, have, that is why I believe in right appointment,
Yeah.
where it is where accountability and
Yeah.
transparency is hard, or they're
Mm.
hard. The Integrity Commission, in a sense, shot themselves in the foot.
Yes.
Entire proceedings was sort of done shoddy.
Yes.
You're saying that there is nothing really you're finding, even though you're bringing up, for example, let's just use the accounts, the 20 other accounts, 26 or
Yeah.
how many
Yeah.
of them. And then you're all right, we're not finding any discrepancy per se, because this one, yes, it belongs to the auntie, the uncle, the cousin, so we can't really tie to him. Then he says he came into the whole political arena 20 odd years ago with a certain amount of money, and his wife co-joined because she was this person, she was a civil servant, then she was a teacher, then she was this. And I mean, you're hearing all the different stories coming together. They should have, what should have done, they should have operated just as how similar to how the FBI does their work. You get your facts, not
Yes.
feelings, get your facts solidified where it cannot be disproved or disproven, and then you bring it to the fore. But you don't bring, it's like cooking rice, stopping it halfway to ask somebody to taste the half-cooked rice.
So it was slapdash. It's a bit like
Thank you
slapdash.
very much. So that is why the Prime Minister will still have some leverage to speak, to say this, because it is half the rights that was presented to the masses as
Yes.
fully cooked rice. So that's the problem that I'm having. So you will have some people saying, why they're making up. If you listen to some people, they're making up stories on the man. It's all a facade. It's fake news. You know the slogan by our very infamous former president: the fake news, fake news, fake news. You can't blame the people because again, the facts were not solidified because
Yes.
the Integrity Commission they're the same set who said, well, we're not really finding discrepancy here, there, but let us check there and there to see if there are any money laundering, there is this and that, and having it, where no, he says, she says, where people say, wait, you're really trying to smear the credibility and the reputation of our Prime Minister, and you cannot prove it. And that is the
And
problem that I too am having.
you're right also at the same time, even if you take out the prime minister out of the equation and you just put in the name of the person who is the prime minister, you're talking about an individual that you're actually marring their names, isn't
Ah,
it? If
that's
if you're
exactly my point.
and I think that is where I think that is where it's coming from in due respect
Exactly
to
the
the prime
point.
minister as well. So what you're saying then is that the IC, what they should have done was complete what they're doing, since they could have had access to the FID,
Yes.
Financial Investigation
Yes.
Division,
Yeah.
and then complete their process. But right now, many people are saying these guys are bad minded. These guys are actually on a witch hunt,
But that's
giving them
exactly
ammunition,
what
isn't it?
happened. That's exactly what is going to happen because they have left loophole. So if a loophole, a drowning man will clutch at a straw. The drowning man will clutch at a straw. He will find that straw and help to save him. So they're going to come in with all of these different things. You understand? So they're going to say it's a witch hunt. The bad mind in the man. I mean, I'm listening to the different politicians who are backing him and saying all of this. And I'm saying, boy, I see the Integrity Commission, you should have waited. That is why the FBI they do their work the way they do it. Because when they come at you, look at, for example, let us use Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, he changed his name so often, Love or whatever. They can systematically release information. You know why? Because they have been doing their work behind the scene for a little while. It's not today. The other day when you see them raiding his 2 houses or many houses or how many of them, it was not just overnight. This is something that they waited before they came in for the kill. You can't say that word here because I know
Yeah. They waited for the right time. Yes.
for the right time to just exactly. They don't just move like that. It is
Yes.
you have to move like the cobra or the rattlesnake. You don't just get up and just jump after the prey like that. So in order, if you want to hold it, the man who has to follow the laws of the land, like every other citizen, you come with it. You have to come full proof with your facts where it cannot be disproven. Where nobody can come in and say, "Is a witch hunt? You bad mind me."
So what? So what you're saying then, that there's a term in law which is equity. They say, "You comes to equity must come with clean hands."
Absolutely.
And in a way, one can maybe draw the sort of inference to say that, in light of how the IC undertook the investigation, the intention might be there, but how it was done, their hands weren't clean
Shoddy, certainly.
or shoddy,
Very
maybe.
much. I would prefer to use the word shoddy than not clean.
You were shoddy.
Was more unwise. Yes, let
Mm,
me use
mm,
that. Let me slant it like that.
yeah.
I think they were unwise. I think they
Yeah.
were too anxious. Just wait, you know?
So, Raymond Treasure, are you there, Raymond? I don't know if you're there, Raymond Treasure, from the principal of York Castle High School. You can come in. Raymond, how are you doing? Raymond, we
I'm
can
good.
hear you.
I'm good.
Uh, you're good, yeah?
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear
Yes,
you.
I'm good. I'm good.
I hear lots of like you're under the water. I know you're in Sentan. You're not drinking. You're not under the water. I mean swimming. Drink.
Yes, like the microphone, maybe.
Yeah. Um, Raymond,
Oh,
I know you have some
as
challenges.
I told you, my connection may not.
Yes, your connection. Sorry.
It sounds
Yeah.
very rumbly and muffled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right, as I said, is
yeah.
it better now?
It's okay. Let's ask this question. Let me ask you this question, and then we can hear how it sounds. Um, your take on how serious is Jamaica on integrity, the whole issue of integrity per se. I'm putting that bland statement out there.
Well, the truth is we're having a discussion on it. We had structures in place to get people basically to declare quite a range of things. Um, a lot of us, we cannot occupy public office unless we declare certain things about ourselves. So the question, the reality is we're having those discussions. The very fact that it is now a topical issue, I would say, means that as a people we do have a space for that kind of discussion. We do value integrity. And that's why we're having this discussion, I think. That's why it is now a national issue in Jamaica. So we are not allowing matters that concern integrity to just slide under the carpet. We're having a discussion. We're holding people accountable. People may not like it when we do. They try to go around it, but the good thing is we're having the discussion.
You mentioned about having a discussion, and earlier Tony and mentioned about education. That there's a lack of education in the system, and I've seen your posts, couple posts talking about um, investment in Jamaica and talking about where this money is going to come from, and that money is not going to come from the local person, but the money is going to come from overseas. But you're looking at things from a sort of factual and objective level. Do you think that in a level of education, which is so important and crucial at this time, you're a headmaster of York Castle High School. We were former classmates in high school. Where is the whole aspect of teaching this aspect of civics, and where are we with this? Because we keep talking about this a lot.
Yeah, an attempt was made during the PJ Patterson's administration to have this kind of education on values, values and attitude, right? However, we didn't take it very far. Um, we really did not take on to it. But I think it is critical for us to have discussions on values and attitude. Of course, you're also going to hear that Jamaica has more churches than schools in Jamaica. Yeah, we have more churches than schools, more
Yeah,
churches per square mile than any other country. So one would expect that a country that takes Christianity religion so seriously would also place integrity, values, attitudes, morals at the forefront of our agenda.
yeah, yeah. I can see that, Raymond, and Tony, and when we look at the whole aspect also of constitution reform, which was supposed to be a sort of educational period, are we seeing that unfolding, or it's just gone by the wayside in light of all the level of what should I say? I'm going to call it high level distractions.
You took the word.
No,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, sorry. You were asking Mr. Treasurer, or you were
Well,
asking?
I put that out to you, Tony, and then Treasure
Oh,
can come in. Yeah.
okay. You took the word from me, distraction, and that is we're in the season of distraction now. And let me just touch on what Mr. Treasurer said with the Holy for churches per square mile. I'm not sure if he was saying it in a sort of tonic tone, meaning not, as the Bible says, the devil comes as an angel of light. Not every church that has gone under the guise of Christianity mean it was something spawned by God Almighty Himself. Sometimes it's out of feelings, and then these churches crop up. So you really it really would not touch on the values and the attitudes. So it's like just quantity versus
Mm.
quality, just a bunch of churches. not necessarily, God spawned. All right, as it relates to, what you just asked Mr. Sidion, distractions. What is happening? They were talking about the whole reform and changing, the whole constitution. Well, not changing the whole constitution, but moving us to republic and all of that. Now that has put on the back burner, and now we are now looking at the whole IC and the Prime Minister and his private affairs. And then we're just going in a roller coaster where these things are concerned, to the drumming, almost to the drumming of the next general election, to see who it is, which of the two major political parties again will vie for the prize and which one will win it. And then the problem of the people of Jamaica, or the problems that the people of Jamaica are going through, are not resolved. Distractions. You took the word from me. I mean, you basically answered it when you asked the question, Mr. Sidion. There is no constitutional reform, because even when I didn't understand the whole thing about the republic, somebody was saying to me, it's not really so much changing the constitution, it may make it even more bureaucratic. If anything, what we presently have make it more difficult and arduous for the regular John Doe or the regular general public.
Raymond, Raymond, what's your take there on what Tony said, and following up from what I said there? Because we've got to dig into this, into the whole foundation structure of Jamaica. Raymond, I think, Raymond is having some technical challenges there at the same time.
Right,
Raymond,
right. Yeah. So, just to follow up on what Tony said, I think the point I'm making really, the number of churches, is the fact that, why with so many churches, we should be getting a lot of lessons and morality and values and attitudes on a weekly basis. In fact, as the Silkbird will tell you, that at your castle, every morning we had devotions where we were speaking about these kind of issues.
yeah,
So if we kind of grow up on values, attitudes, morality, Christian liberty, as a people, integrity should be at the forefront of our minds. But back to the constitutional issue.
yes,
I assume the discussions are going on constitutional reform. I mean, people have been paid big money to undertake this process. So I assume, behind the scenes, despite the many distractions at this point leading up to the elections, I'm assuming the discussions are taking place. In terms of um, us going republic, I'm not sure if we have fully sorted out what we want going forward. Is it going to be a presidential system? Is it going to be the republic where you replace the monarch? You
yes,
replace the monarch with a president. Those issues are still outstanding as to where we are going with this constitutional reform. It would be sad if this constitutional reform, though, is only about a change in the structure of leadership. What we need is a situation where government is more effective in delivering services to the people. What we find, as Tony said, Jamaica still has a lot of red tape. The bureaucracy is tight,
yeah.
so things take a lot of time to be done. I mean, you want to fix a road, and it could take up to a year to get through the procurement guidelines and so on. So she's correct. It's more than just changing the style of leadership. It's how we get things done in an efficient way.
Michelle, you're the only one plus myself who is overseas at present. Tony, and I'm assuming that you're in Jamaica as well. You're in Jamaica?
Yeah, man, I'm in Jamaica.
You're in Jamaica. So Michelle and I are the only one overseas. Michelle, what's your take on the whole aspect of how serious Jamaica is on integrity?
It's not, they don't have any integrity. I'm sorry.
You made a
No
broad
negative.
you made a broad statement there. Are you talking generally, or are you talking the government? Are you talking the people, or
The government have no, and some of the people them too, because
Mm,
they're seeing all what's going on, and them still is for this person. It's like, what are you guys reading? What are you guys seeing? Are you not seeing what is happening? And you're still there, um, you're still there supporting this man. First of all, politics and religion don't mix. Stick to politics, you stick to religion. That's what I believe in. It should mix because where your religion might not be my one. I'm just here to vote as a citizen, and that's it. I don't have to mix my religion with your religion. You might be a Christian, me might be something else. So to me, politics and religion shouldn't mix, period. Number one, the what is it? PNP party, they were negligent. The whole of them negligent. Them negligent feet for even get this far. 3 years, they're negligent. Okay?
mm,
They look like they don't know what they're doing.
mm,
Number one. From Andrew put his wife in that house as a speaker. Right, that's what was conflict of interest. Right
mm,
Exactly.
there. It
mm,
was
Exactly.
conflict of interest.
mm,
Okay? And with him being the PM and having business, right there is conflict of interest. He's supposed to relinquish those business once he got into the house, and that's it, because there could be programs that it's going to his business. So this is where conflict of interest come in. The whole everything is corrupt. The whole two party of them, both party corrupt, as some see.
mm.
That's it.
All right. Okay. Raymond, we're hearing this. We're hearing this a lot. We're hearing this a lot now. But Michelle, the point that Tony had mentioned is that according to how the Integrity Commission undertook their investigation, it was somewhat a bit slapdash and wasn't fully compliant to a certain extent. It left a lot of
Exactly.
holes. So in a way, the prime minister have a right, because his integrity and his personal and is being a bit breached. Is that a fair statement, Raymond? To a certain extent.
But you don't really, you're not, but you don't really have any personal thing really once you're in the house of the prime minister. You're not a
Yeah.
regular citizen like me.
Mm,
You're not.
yeah. Listen, there's something which I saw there recently as well, and I saw this, and I was really a bit amused by it to a certain extent. There's a gentleman, and I'm going to post this picture here. Isaac Buchanan. There he is. Isaac Buchanan. There he is. Isaac
So where you
Buchanan.
going with this, you know?
What's that?
I said, no, I'm just preempting and said, I think I know where you're going with this. But what?
Yeah, I don't know. I find it very strange how all this discussion is going on regarding the fact that ISAT shouldn't be running in Portland. And then at the same time, I do recall something whereby people are having a go at Matthew Samuda for not living in Sentan and actually running in Sentan. And then at the same time, I understand that there are persons who have issues with their past in crime or whatever, and they are now MPs or so. Do you think there's a level of double standard here, or just politicking going on?
It
Tony
is.
and Fred.
It, it is. It is, Mr. Sidiel. I have nothing against Isaac Buchanan. I think he's a
Yeah,
brilliant guy, young guy. I have no
yeah,
personal issue. Let me put that to the fore. But if we're going to eliminate biases, discriminations, and prejudices, we're going to have to do it. Because
mm,
I guarantee if the GLP had actually taken in a former convict, I thought it was just on international scene. But somebody who actually was doing the investigation said, no, Tony, and it's not just international. But locally, he was convicted. I said, oh my goodness. Wow, not just once, but twice. I don't know if it's twice here or twice abroad, or just maybe the one in Jamaica and one abroad. I said, wow. Whilst I believe in chances, second and third and fourth chances, because by nature we're all flawed beings, we have to
yes,
use, as the scripture says, don't let your good be evil spoken of. Now we're
yes,
here chiding the prime minister on something that has gone, and perhaps is still continuing, but yet look at this. Suddenly you hear that Isaac Buchanan is now going to be running for MP in thing there where what's her name? Anne Vaz is the current
Yes.
MP for. And I said, oh my goodness, PNP. So it is now going to again another spoke in the wheel. It seems as if it's probably tricking and taking the Jamaican people for that is why, for me personally speaking, I was never ever diehard in any of the two parties. I've always promulgated a message. I am for the MP that works because there are MPs on both sides that I like and admired and thought
Yes.
are good people. And always said why they should just relinquish their positions right now, join and form another party and see where they can take it. And from both ends, the people that I'm talking about personally,
Yeah.
you know. And when I saw that, I said, boy, PNP, boy, you just put your foot in your mouth. You just shot yourself in the foot when you did this. And again, I have nothing against Mr. Buchanan, but you have to be careful. And as the saying goes, don't let your good be evil spoken of. You know,
Yeah.
I remember in fairly recent time, not to drag this on too long,
Please,
but
please. Yes.
the former, I don't know, she's a former DD
DPP.
Miss, you know who I'm talking about there.
Yes.
And when she had made a comment, and I remember Isaac's comment could have been, anyone could have interpreted that as sort of degrading the woman, you know, in a in almost like a sexualized way that was just really disregarding. And then they, you know, he actually demitted, he just took away himself from being the chairman of the People's National, the Human Rights of the People's National Party.
Yes. Yes.
As a sort of, you know what? I think I put my foot way down and I choked myself. Let me come
Yes.
out before I vomit. Kind of a situation. So when I saw the People's National Party use him, I said, boy, again, we ride on we use too much popularity, or when somebody becomes very popular because of something that they do, we run on that. I remember his popularity was gained on a momentum of somebody who is considered infamous, not notable. The dancehall artist is not considered notable. He's more infamous, you know, in the eyes of many of the people or some of the people. So, you know, I'm saying that although his fame came, Mr. Buchanan, in terms of his artistry as an attorney, that
Yes.
fame was not necessarily birthed on a notable character. So now they use his popularity and then put him in this situation, and then the JP is going to say, boy, let me not understand what's going on here. You are using a more than one-time convict, not just internationally, but locally, to run as an MP when there are a plethora of people who could have filled that post. It is double standard. No disrespect to
Yeah.
anybody. It is.
Let me just answer someone. Someone just asked a question a while ago. Was ISA charged? He went through the process while the PNP seemed to have issues with the process.
I heard
Uh,
he was charged, but I'm not sure. I didn't
yeah, he
hear it.
was charged. Yeah, yeah. Raymond, Treasure, sir, Treasure, are you there?
Right. So yes, he was charged and he spent 8 years in
Yes.
a U.S. prison, right? The truth is, the other arm of government, the judicial arm of government, was willing to forgive his past mistakes, and he served at the highest level, right up to the Privy Council. The question is, are we saying that he cannot be a representative of the people if the people make that decision that he should be their representative? I mean, throughout the world, we have had ex-convicts being called upon to represent the people. So if the people make that, so come October, if the people of America make the decision that they want Donald Trump to be their president based on the ballots, there's not much we can do, you know. So it's the voice of the people that dictates as far as representation and politics is concerned. Clearly, if you were applying for the position of permanent secretary in a ministry, he wouldn't get it. I'm telling you that, based on his past convictions. But in terms of representational politics, if you notice that gentleman down there in Westmoreland got himself in trouble. He could not be removed as the MP whereas he was removed from the party. He could not be
Yes.
removed as an MP
Oh, I know.
because that's a people's decision. You know, I agree that the PNP may have entered into muddy waters by making that selection, but at the end of the day, it is the voice of the people that counts as far as representational politics is concerned.
Um, Uche, Raymond said
Uh,
representational
so,
policy.
even
Sorry,
before I
yeah,
move on,
yeah,
you can recall that when he applied um, to um,
to
when
be
he
a
was
JP.
called, you know,
Sorry.
man, when he applied to get into the bar, and he was trying to be called to the bar, you know, you had protests from different quarters.
Yes, I
Right.
Um,
that.
yes,
Yes.
yes. In fact, they were insisting that based on his past, he should not be allowed to practice. Of course, justice prevailed on his side, where the courts ruled that he should be given the opportunity. So the question is it that he should be punished for the rest of his life in light of his past conviction? I think there were, and you're correct, it was two, one in Jamaica, one in the US.
Uche, shouldn't a person, after they commit a wrong and they have served their time, the process of rehabilitation is um is important for having good citizens in a country, in a nation. And of course, with what Isaac Buchanan have been through, like, being to the highest court in the UK, Privy Council, being to the Supreme Court and everything, fight for his client as a lawyer, shouldn't that be very inspirational in the UJ?
Most definitely, it is inspirational, right? And one can argue that if his past is currently being used against him, one can safely say that the Jamaica Labour Party doesn't believe in the rehabilitation of our citizens. You understand? So again, we have a system. I don't really know how well it works, right? When persons are convicted, what rehabilitation or rehabilitative um, support they are given, right? Or they just go back out in the society feeling lost and hopeless, right? And probably divert or go back to the same thing that they were convicted of, right? But I do believe in rehabilitation, right? Somebody pass, I mean, we're all humans, we will make mistake, right? But once you consciously make a decision to move your life positively and progressively forward, right? Then let him be, right? Mr. Treasure said that the people, is in favor of Isaac Buchanan, but to look at things really critically, right? Isaac was really, I'm not sure if the people of that
Portland?
section of Portland chose Isaac to be their representative, or he was given to them, because politics in Jamaica is it's it's
Uh,
it's
not, not, not to
it's not
cut you,
clear,
not to cut you, so much.
Uh-huh.
What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, it
Hmm.
is the people who will decide. So it is one thing for the party to make that decision, but at the end of the day, in the same way that it is the people who will decide if Trump becomes president, a convicted felon. It is the people who will decide if Buchanan becomes MP, an
Yeah, I
ex-convict.
understand, I understand, but I was alluding to
Yeah.
the position that sometimes we are in a constituency, and our member of parliament doesn't necessarily comes from the constituency as a grassroots person. They are brought there to the people, right? Instead of the people really selecting, right, who among them should represent them. Most of the time, people from outside are given to people to be their political representative. And that is also something that we need to really look at, right? Because
Yeah.
I believe that in order for people to be properly represented, they should select from among themselves somebody who can relate to their struggles, their challenges, their history, right? So that they can together form the plan to move their community or their constituency, by extension, the whole nation forward, rather than be given somebody, right, because
But,
he's
but,
popular and all of
but
that.
Sir Hutchinson, the people still have that right, you know. In fact, in the last elections, the by-elections that were held, two local men put up themselves. The people decided to go with the party candidate. So remember, you know, political parties select candidates, but constituents are free to elect, to select,
And
to
reject.
nominate their own representatives. So let's say a party says, I am putting up this candidate to be our standard bearer. The citizens are free to select somebody from their own constituency to be their representative. The problem is we tend to vote based on party lines, and that's where the issue is. So,
So
you know,
true.
you can't tell the party who to select, you know. Or you can select a representative. You can say, I am nominating this particular candidate to represent. We are free to do that.
Ah.
Tony,
Yeah, no. When Mr. Treasure said the problem is that people are going to vote on political lines, political affiliation. Who is PNP? Who is JLP? So Mr. Treasure is absolutely right. When you think about it. So in other words, the reality is that, and the incumbent also has to be somebody that is widely known, accepted, loved, and once it's not corrupted, then the person may have a fair chance. You know what I mean? But I think I understand what Mr. Hutchinson is saying. What he's saying is that the problem he's having, they're putting the butt against the put's mouth. So it's like, why is it that they have to always select their candidate? Allow the people to come and say to their I don't know how constitutionally it goes, but you go to whoever the representative is and say, all right, we have a man or a woman here that we want to nominate, and we want you to use them and put them forward so that they can become the next MP, so on. So as a
yeah.
let me put Mr. John Doe in the past, knowing that Mr. John Doe has already had some level of traction, or he's a diehard in whoever, and more than likely, because this particular constituent is diehard, so and so. Although them don't know John Doe, or they don't like John Doe, or John Doe not from the community, we're gonna get John Doe, because yes, we have Mass Joe over here, so but Chuck, we're not gonna bother with Mass Joe for whatever the reasons may be. There are plethora of reasons. So I understand what Sir Hutchinson is saying. No, put the butt against the put's mouth. Even though the people can still select, because when you do that, because of the level of influence that you have, more than likely who you put, that the person is going to win. A no-name person not gonna get it. We have seen this. A no-name person is not gonna get it. It's who the party people them know. And that's a problem with our politics in Jamaica.
So can I ask you this question then? Can I ask you this question then, Tony? And sorry, Raymond, sorry, Tony. Can I ask you this question then? And as I'm landing to conclude the show, what do you suggest is the way forward and solutions to address this, even though it might be a mighty road to travel? What do you see as the litmus test or the way forward? Yeah.
But I don't even know what to tell you. I feel so discombobulated. I literally.
Yeah. I could answer. I could say something on that. Right. The political landscape is not fair. You understand? Because of funding. Whosoever pays the piper will ultimately cause the tune. You understand? If we have a political system that is fair, anybody that wishes to be represented by the people, or any person that the people wishes to represent them, should be given the same advantage, right across the board. So they get the same media attention, they get the same
level ground.
Yeah, the level ground. then that is the starting point. But currently, you understand, the green and the orange team, they tend to have a lot of financial support and all of that. So it's easy for them to just throw somebody out there with the whole heap of hype and the whole
Can I
thing,
can I just
distraction.
can I just say, like in the UK, we got two major parties, the Labour Party and the Conservative Party. But what you saw recently at the last elections, a party called Reform was just created with Nigel Farage. And of course, Nigel Farage has a pulling power anyhow still. And as a result of that, it actually change the dynamics of the whole election because people sort of went to reform conservative laws and they split the votes. Then you also have the Lib Dems. The Lib Dem was in coalition with the Conservative Party a few years ago with Nick Clegg and David Cameron. And then you have other minor parties, persons becoming independents there. So, but what Nigel Farage had to do is create their party as a business, get lots of donations and things that come on, get some serious backers in a way, and I believe that is where, in a sense, that with independence, we'll have to sort of fuse together. We'll have to build together in a certain way to create a sort of momentum. And Antonia, and the whole issue about education will have to be key so that people's mind are opened up with the whole. As a matter of fact, we keep saying civics in the school, civics in the school. Maybe maybe we need to start speaking civics in our neighborhood, home meetings or so like that. You know.
Exactly.
You're taking the solution right. You're taking the solution that if you had reached that point, civics. I don't. I mean, when the word was recently, oh my God, I remember that from I was a child. Maybe
Yes.
I don't know if it is still two key areas I don't know about Mr. Treasure's school, but I'm wondering if two key subjects are still taught. I don't know what their guys under now. Civics or civic duties or mental ability or ability or whatever, emotional intelligence, comprehension skills. You have to start from the
Yeah,
ground when you keep having it.
we,
I'm
we
wondering.
still we still have civics in a way.
Yes.
Um, what they have done is that it's kind of watered down, but we still have civics. Social studies,
Social studies. I was
uh,
going to say that. Yeah.
yeah, that subject also has some government politics and government in it. Looks at people's rights and so on, but it's not as strong as the civics that we had. In fact, Silver, when we went to your class in the 80s, we did not have civics. So
No.
civics has been removed from this curriculum a long time ago. I think from the early to maybe the late 70s. Yeah, because we didn't do civics.
No. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but we were still very aware of lots of
Yeah,
things.
we were aware because when we went to your castle, the period was a very political period. We were just coming out of the 1980s election. In fact, remember that I mean, in first form, we
Yes.
were having serious political discussions about communism and
Yes.
socialism and
Oh,
capitalism.
we went to school at 1980. 1980,
Yes,
we
yes, that was a very political period. Two sides. It's either you're a communist or you're a capitalist. Yeah. So, but by the 1990s, we became a bit apathetic as far as politics was concerned.
Raymond, in closing up, then what do you say then? Your last word in regards to the way forward in the sense of dealing with integrity across the board, up
Well,
and down, and how do we see that unfolding and making amends to it, if anything?
well, as I said before, it's not that the system we have to commend the system. The system is in place, and that is why we are having this discussion. Read the prime minister. Remember that the leader of the opposition was also required to submit his documents, and he was certified. Let's get
Yes.
that straight. Who was certified, and several politicians in the JLP would have submitted their documents, and they were certified. The issue we're having is that the Integrity Commission is not prepared to certify the Prime Minister's documents, and that is why we're having this discussion. So, like it or not, the issue is that we have the structures in place, and that is why we're having this discussion. I mean, if we didn't have it in place, he could have bypassed the system. Politicians could be doing what they want to do, and you hear nothing about it. Here we have
Raymond,
a system.
but Raymond, you made a point a while ago. You know? There
Yeah.
are 63 MPs,
Right.
63, and there are 8 who are being
That's it.
investigated. So
That's
therefore,
it.
when you look at it, the system is working. I mean, it's
That's
like okay, it's like my area of field, which is I'm a lawyer and I deal with children and family, children, and they always say sometimes social workers are horrible. But based on the nature of my work, I've seen where many social workers have saved so many children lives when we deal with it behind the scene. But we always heard about that one or that two, and it's social workers are bad. But then I know in the background that many social workers have changed and saved many children lives. So what we are saying right now is that the Integrity Commission played a part. 63 MPs, 8 of them are being investigated, with one being the Prime Minister or so. So what you're saying, Raymond, it's working, but it just, how do you have certain, how do you don't allow certain power to get away? with somebody holding things up? I don't know. I'm just showing this one out, Raymond. Raymond, I don't know. Yeah.
Seems as if his thing has gone again.
Yeah, I think yeah. Tony, yeah. Finish off with the point as we said about integrity. I know Uche had came in earlier, but what's your take on the way forward in the sense of developing on integrity across the board in Jamaica, even though it's an uphill struggle or what? Yeah.
All right, it may be I believe in chance, as Sir Hutchinson talks about, and once a man has paid the piper, you don't need to ask him to repay the piper again. That's first. Two,
Yes.
it may be difficult to do a sort of unlearning with older folks. So we have to teach civic duty at a tender age. When you teach them civic duty and emotional intelligence or mental ability, comprehension skills, whatever it is that you want to call it, then that is the foundation to building strong integrity. We may have a difficult time at this juncture because of how high corruption is a stench in Jamaica. Whether we want to say yay or nay, it is. You may not be able to prove specifically down to the last piece about this particular individual or those groups over there, but it is. And that is why today we're still a developing country. I know we can move from bronze and move even to silver. And we have, for us to garner what integrity is, we have to catch the youth. It may be difficult to get the older ones because they're set like when you have cement, gravel, and rough sand, water in the hot boiling sun, and it's set and expected to unset. That's just the reality. We have to do that. There's no other way out because nothing is new under the sun. The number of discussions, you remember Mr. Treasure says that he really believes that discussions are had about the constitutional reform, and discussions are always had in Jamaica. We love to talk. We talk. I don't know, our tongues don't come out of our bodies. So discussions are had. We realize that discussions alone, it will not cut it. You have to get the young ones. So those who mean well for the country and say, okay, I'm a man or a woman of integrity. It's not about perfection. I'm going to ensure that my child learns civic duties because it has to start from the foundation. So that when adversities come, meaning when the butter come into you as a puss, you say, the butter smell good, it look good, but me never take it. No. Move away with that. Move.
Yes.
Reality. That's my take.
Thank you so much for that. And Michelle, what's your last take on this whole bit regarding developing on integrity? If you're there, Michelle, are you there, Michelle?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, he has to have integrity, and that's what he him off for sure that as a prime minister, you know, and Jamaican people on a whole just need. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yeah,
Them just see, and another thing is it. What's her name again? Tony.
yeah, Tony, and yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony Ann.
Yeah.
Um, when you talk about the levels that the Jamaican kids are on, to tell the truth, me think that the Jamaican kids them way advanced than American kids them,
Sorry, say
because you
that again.
see, I
I
think
got
that that they're more advanced, like um dealing in the school work, but think they're more advanced than Americans because here in America, you cannot the ages that you put your child in school. There's a certain age that they could start. So if the kids then born a certain month, because we start school here August in Florida, and the kids them start in August. So if you don't turn like 5 or 4 or whatever
mm,
by August, you cannot go in like probably kindergarten or anything like that. You have to go in like pre-K, or something like that. And I just think that the kids them is more advanced to me.
it.
Them my nephews, them may have some
You
nephews in
sure?
Jamaica, honey, and them smart as ever than the kids them over here.
mm,
No, man, you will have brilliant children, but we are looking at the general populace. Why I said what I said is that last year, not to digress too much,
Hmm.
I was reading an article of a particular school in which the students, in high school, I'm talking, they were reading below a 4 year below grade 4 level.
Oh,
This
wow.
year, I was watching
mm,
the news and I saw they show a clip of one student, a teenager, not sure what age. He looked to be about 14 or thereabouts,
Hmm.
reading at a basic school level. So, for example, the teacher would have the letter 4 up, and he was saying, F, O. And I said to myself, no, no, no,
yeah,
no, no. This is
Oh my
crazy. So
gosh.
it was, yeah, man, it was that bad. I was frightened. I was frightened. I said, this is not real. And it was concurrent. Like the one when I read the one last year, then this year they came out with showing that one, and then they were showing some 15-year-old cohort of some high schools who are reading below the grade 4 level at the basic school level. So I said, oh my God, this thing seemed to be like an epidemic, not a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then the thing about it is that Jamaica, to
We
me, it's
have
hard for you to get into the schools then because
yeah,
if the school doesn't accept you and all that thing, here you have to go to the school within your community. If your school,
yes,
whatever community that
yeah.
is in, that's the school that you attend. In
Okay,
Jamaica, you got to be trying to, them have to accept you, not accept the kids them not at school or whatever. That is ridiculous to me.
okay, all right, okay. Thank you for
no,
that.
no,
Thank you for that, Michelle. Raymond,
it's based on PEP results, Michelle.
was that
Sorry?
Michelle?
So it's based on you doing. In our time, we did what common entrance. It's now based on PEP. So your place based on your results in the PEP.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the students who are failing,
mm,
they tend to end up at the same school sometimes.
yes,
Oh.
yeah,
Whereas those who get 80% and over, they
yeah.
are going to get into
Hello?
the high schools, eh?
Mm.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Right. So
Yeah, yeah,
the difference with America is that America has school has programs, learning
Right.
programs for students who are
Yes.
falling behind. Our learning program for
Yes.
students who are
Yes.
falling behind is just
yeah,
zero, nil. It's not
Yes.
as strong.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah,
exactly.
yes. All right.
I guess
Okay.
so. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
programs for real.
yeah. Gonna have wrapping up now. I want to thank you
Okay.
guys for coming on. Uche, in the last word, as you know, you're my regular now. I think you're I have to make you my co-host. You're regular on the show now.
I, I, I can. My last word is that we just have to be, we just have to watch this thing about integrity. We need to really take it seriously, right? And we have to watch it because there are other things that will come out in the media soon to distract us from this case. Because I don't know if you know, Mr. Sidial, that there's this income tax reverse credit that a lot of
Yes,
persons are
yeah,
applying
20,000.
for.
We can get some. Can get some. Michelle, we can get some money to bring $20,000 if you're paying tax. It's $20,000, isn't it?
Yes. So a lot of persons are going crazy for it. You understand? But we have to watch this integrity, this saga going on. We have to watch it carefully, right? And we have to commend the prime minister in things that he's doing well, and we
Yes.
also have to equally condemn his action when things don't look good. You understand? Because I saw it figure. When you do good, we commend you. But when there's areas of opportunity, we call it out, call a spade, and we could deal with it. Because at the end of the day, it is not just at the local level that this thing is happening. This thing has reached international level. You
Yes.
understand? So we
Yes.
have to be cautious.
Anyway, somebody said in order to get the $20,000, you have to register for NIDS to qualify. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Well, as for me, I would never get it then if that's the case.
One more thing. I love your name.
I don't think so.
You don't think so, Raymond? Is that so? Is that true?
Sir Raymond, you look like you get yours already, you know.
No.
I love your name.
No. You have to be earning. You have to be earning below a certain amount, apparently.
Yeah, I think it's $3 million.
3 million.
Okay.
I think you can 3 million.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, good night.
Michelle says she love. Who's
I
name you
love
love,
your
Michelle?
name. Your name. I love your name.
Thank you,
My
Michelle.
name?
Thank you.
Not you,
Listen,
Silver.
Raymond. Oh.
He knows who I'm talking to. That
Whose
unusual
name?
name. That's a beautiful
name?
name. I love the name.
Who?
Silburn, not your name, Silburn.
Yeah, but tell us who.
What's his name? I can't pronounce it. Ajay?
Uj.
Ujay. Love it.
I
Love it. Love it.
I thought
Love
it was Raymond Treasure. That was a treasure. A treasure.
it. Yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
Michelle.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, everyone.
Have a good night, Michelle. Thank you very much. Tony,
Thank you,
thank
Michelle.
you so much
Thanks.
for joining as well, and pleasure meeting you as well.
My pleasure.
As well. And we just keep continuing the conversation. I believe as we keep talking about, and of course we talk a lot, but unfortunately we have to keep talking.
Yeah. We can just not do anything, you know?
Yeah, we can't do anything, And one of the things that I was saying, I said to Raymond as well, that there needs to be at some level in Jamaica some voices where people can go up to say, let me just go and listen to this person or that group or so, where I can get something authentic, something which is not tainted green or tainted orange. Do you, Tony, and do you see that? Is there any persons? Is it the Governor General that people can go and listen to?
I don't think so.
I'm just asking.
I mean,
If
Tony and I mean,
this way, I'm sure Mr. Hutchinson and I we're still searching.
You're still searching.
Searching. They probably are, but we're searching. We're searching. Because Jamaica is almost, it's systemic. Green or orange. Orange. A few
it's tribal.
Colors, scattered here and there. So, we're searching. I'm sure
but Mr. Sidial,
and we'll find them.
Yeah.
But I would say that the Diplomatic Democratic Party can be that platform for anybody to make their voices heard.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
That is what we want. We want people to be free, right? Come and join us so that we can do things properly. It makes no sense. We stand as a
I don't know what is happening, you're not hearing Sir Hutchinson at all. I don't know if it's me or what.
I'm hearing him.
Like it shows,
can I just say one more thing to that? Let me just say one more thing. I get slipped my head when we just start here for set the box side.
I saw a video going around with some guys talking about how bad water was made in Jamaica. I don't know if you guys, I can't play it.
Yes, I've seen it.
I saw it.
I tell you, it is so amusing about how bad word was created. But
Yeah.
I'm
anyway,
telling you, I've heard it.
yeah.
But we
Okay.
definitely need, but the DDP can definitely be that platform for people to come and speak, right?
Mm,
We are going to be embarking on an event in short order, but I'll tell you some more about it, Mr. Sidiel. I don't know if Michelle is interested. She can feel free, right? See what we are about and see,
mm,
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
I will. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. The people of
Yes.
Jamaica have to realize that they work for you. You don't work for them. So he's not the boss.
Yes.
exactly.
The
The
citizens
Yes.
people
are the boss.
are the
And I had
boss.
to tell a friend of mine's in Jamaica that the other day too, because I said, "Well, I am the boss." No, the
No,
citizen is the boss. They
citizen
work for you.
boss.
Okay, they're servant. They're serving you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That is so very important that persons recognize it, and of course, it's going to take a process of time,
Yeah,
And then you
education,
know
and
my
as what
motto.
Tonian said,
You know my motto. The power of the people is more
yes,
powerful than the people in power. That's
the
it.
power of the people is more powerful than the people in power. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the last word we go. Thank you guys. Have a good night and all the best in JA. Michelle, you um you you and Trump, you have lots of things to deal with Kamala and those guys in the states there. I don't know who is gonna
I'm
win.
not
Is it
even
Kamala?
dealing with it. I'm
Is
not even
Kamala?
dealing with it.
Is Kamala? Sorry, I was giving Kamala a laugh a while ago. Anyway, good
Good night, everybody.
night. Oh, bye, Tony, and bye, Uche. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Your panelists. Not lovely talking with everyone.
Bye,
Yeah,
bye.
man.
Thanks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. And let me just look at some of the comments. Um, what's good for New York City? You're saying uh, to me, there's a low level of understanding of politics in Jamaica, undermined by early MC Cartism. Debating should be compulsory in education. Solves a lot of issues. That's so very important. You know. Um, at the moment, debating in Jamaica is cussing and swearing does not change mind, just vulgar and uncultured. And as I said earlier, what is trending on social media is some guys cussing bad words and just saying how bad word was created. You know, that's part of some certain reality. The Garveyite Party is a solution. And do you know that Stephen Golden is here in the UK? I don't know if you know that New York City. Stephen Golden has been in the UK giving the Marcus Garvey lectures. Was at the High Commission the other day. I couldn't make it because, of course, my operation had to stay put. That you know, I think he's going to be, or was in London or in Birmingham as well. The whole aspect of Black History Month, which is so important here in the UK. For those on Instagram, greetings, Julie Bless. Yeah, thank you guys. Ashrag. When one of our lawmakers challenging the same system he put in place, yeah, that's very interesting. One of our lawmakers is challenging, but integrity is a key thing, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to have integrity in all different aspects. And as what someone said earlier about the church, I think the church should play a key role, a fundamental role in the whole aspect of integrity. Remember, at the same time, man, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Remember, man will fail you. So just because one man or two leaders may fail in aspect of certain things, that doesn't mean to say one cannot continue. Integrity is often regarded as the cornerstone of a just and functional society for Jamaica, a nation rich in culture history. And we've got to try to maintain that. I want to thank for Tony, and I want to thank Raymond Treasure, my classmate from York Castle High School, principal of York Castle High School, for coming on, Uche, and Michelle in the States for coming on. And also want to thank Mr. Layton from Lake Hellas, who came on earlier talking about the Black History Month special. And there we are again. The let me just take this off. Expo Black Expo Month, every day in October, 68 Brickstock Road, CR7. And that is something which is going to be taking place persons to try to tune into that. And the telephone number is there. Tropics Bar Restaurant alongside Lake Killer Natural Productions on 0203 362 17589. And the mobile is running across there. Do support events. And of course, I'll be having some discussions as well on Black History for this month. So thank you very much. Have a good night and God bless you. Bye bye.